What's going on, everyone? It's Brain with JACOJE Fine Jewelry, your personal jeweler. If you see me, I got the 11.5 millimeter Miami Cuban link, 22 inches. Why? Because today is the Miami Cuban link review video. I made one a while back, but literally everything has gotten better, so I want to do an updated one. Now, I'm not just telling you guys, I'm telling you guys, showing you guys the comparison to help you make that decision, because literally every jeweler sells Miami Cuban link. There's a lot of variance as far as the weight and the price, so if you get anything out of this video, I hope that the side-by-sides and the opinions on each size help you take that knowledge, go wherever you want, and buy the chain. It doesn't matter to me. My sole purpose for this video is to help you guys with the sizing references. There is a lot of different prices and weights depending on where you buy from. So at the end of the day, because I get a lot of emails and questions, you have to be comfortable and confident on where you're buying, not just the price per gram, not just the weight, but the overall experience, the customer service, the warranty. So all those factors go into finding the right jeweler for you when it comes to buying an expensive gold piece of jewelry, because that's what it is. So with that being said, let's get started. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at JACOJE Fine Jewelry. Visit my website, www.jacoje.com. If you know I'm about to kill this Miami Cuban link review video, then smash that like button. Smash, smash, smash. But let's take a look at all the sizes that I have to offer that we'll be covering today. From the thinnest to widest, we have the 2.5 millimeter, 3.2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the biggest is the 11.5 millimeter. For me to do this review and for you guys to understand kind of where you're at with each width is to break them up into like the small sizes group and then just work our way up for there. That's the best way to do it. So let's get to it. As far as lengthwise, I'm gonna do my best to help you guys out with this, but it really depends on shoulder size, kind of your build. But in general, you get a good idea. A lot of people go with like 18 inches because they want like a simple look like this, and they think every chain is like way down here. That's not the case at all. We have 18 inches, 20 inches, 22 inches, 24 inches, 26 inches, and the long one is a 30 inch. So this is a general ballpark of how it will be. Screenshot that again, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, and 30. Now to start us off, we're gonna go with the smaller sizes, 2.5 millimeter, 3.2, and 4 millimeter. These are great entry level chains for the Miami Cuban links, solitaire, however you want to wear them, pair them with pendants. I'll show in the next clip. But I wanted to break these off into its own group because these have lobster clasp. Now this tends to be the case no matter where you go. Anything under 4 millimeters or 4 millimeters and below will come with a lobster clasp. 5 millimeters and up comes with the infamous Miami Cuban link box lock. So these are all made in Italy, ensuring the finest quality, of course, and purity. But when you go 2.5 millimeter through 4 millimeter, expect a lobster clasp, and that also helps when you pair with pendants, because the box locks are an absolute nightmare trying to fit through bales on most pendants. So they go well with pendants. The weight is good, and then if you look at each one, you'll see the 2.5 millimeter is a simple starter Miami Cuban link. 2.5 millimeters, no matter what size chain you're gonna get, you're getting a simple look. So don't expect this 11.5 millimeter look when you buy the 2.5 millimeter. That's just not the case. The next size up, and I always recommend with these smaller sizes to go up one size because the chains look bigger on camera. The 3.2, very popular size as a nice, just simple everyday chain, and you could pair it with the pendant as well. And then last but not least, the 4 millimeter size. This to me is my most popular chain size that I sell with the Miami Cuban link, is the 4 millimeter size, because you definitely do get a great chain. And with the 4 millimeter, you can definitely tell it's a Miami Cuban link. Very well made as well. It's presentable. You can tuck it in, have that side neck view, and then wear it out, pair it with pendant, whatever you want to do. The look there is right for you. And for the pendants and layering references, here is the 2.5 millimeter Miami Cuban link paired with the JACOJE mini line, and then also layered with a 4 millimeter rope. My general recommendation is 4 inches in between to have a nice layering look. So if you go with like a 20 inch, make sure it's a 24 inch under the rope chain would be. And then also a 4 millimeter Miami Cuban link with the JACOJE standard line, layered with a 6 millimeter rope. Same concept. That's just a nice clean look. Again, you could do it however you want to do it. This to me is just a classic traditional look. And then with pendants and Miami Cuban link, there's a reason why I like rope chains, wheat chains, and Franco chains with pendants. You get that bend in the chain itself at the bottom. These are kind of lighter chains, so if you had like this with a big chain, it probably wouldn't crease as much. But with these smaller chains, it's gonna have that crease at the bottom. Some people are very particular, but with the round chains like a Franco, you're not gonna see a crease. It'll drop a little bit and create a slight V, but it won't fold as it does with the Miami Cuban link, so keep that in mind. Next is the 5, 6, and 7 millimeter, and this is the most important part of this video because these are very popular sizes for people that wanna spend a little and get that gold weight and wear it every single day. Now, looking at them, yes, there's a big difference between a 5 millimeter and 7 millimeter visual-wise, price-wise, but I really put these three in the same category. I would have no problem wearing either the 5, 6, or 7 millimeter. It really depends on your budget. I promise you, you're not gonna get the 7 millimeter and open it and be like, wow, this is a lot bigger than I expected. You're gonna get it and be like, hey, you know, it definitely looked bigger on the video. So you gotta look at the side-by-sides and the different B-rolls that I'm putting up. And this is coming from a guy that can't wait to get this 11.5 millimeter Miami Cuban link on. It's simply just too big of a chain for me to wear every day. I'm not big chain Braden. I'm just a simple guy. All my daily chains are 5.5 millimeter. I don't like a lot of size for every day, and I do not think the 5 millimeter through the 7 millimeter is oversized where it's gonna annoy you. It just depends. You gotta look at the gram weight no matter where you're shopping at and just see if it's something that's right for you. But the 5 millimeter, again, all these chains are gonna look bigger on camera. 5 millimeter through 7 millimeter, you have to sit down and weigh out your options. Look at the screenshots and just see which size is best for you, because these are definitely everyday sizes you could wear all the time. It has a box lock, it's secure, it has all the bells and whistles that you'd want from an everyday chain. So it just really comes down to the weight, the price, and overall what's most important to you. Last but not least, we got the BTB, the break the bank sizes 8, 9, and 11.5 millimeter. And we're talking about classic Miami Cuban link look. These wider, heavier sizes is the look we all know and love and dream of one day owning. These thick, heavy Miami Cuban links. I love them, and you can't go wrong with them. These definitely you have to want to wear that way because they are heavy, and that's the way you want them. The Miami Cuban links overall in general are very well made, thick links, durable, all the things you want for a chain that you plan on wearing for a very long time in the hopes of passing it down generation to generation. That's why you're investing in gold, and that's why you're investing in such a well-made chain like the Miami Cuban link, 8+ millimeters. You definitely have to know what look you want to go for. It's not a chain that you could easily wear every day under the shirt. You have to kind of get used to wearing that weight and have that look, because even when you tuck it under the shirt, it's still gonna have the imprint because the Miami Cuban links are relatively thick links, so they'll show under the shirt. There's no hiding all that money you spent on the chain, just know that. And then once you kind of get bored of that chain, you could always add those diamonds and bring it back to life, make it disco ball. All right, one last look at all the sizes, 2.5 millimeter through 11.5. There is a lot to look at, but when you're deciding, it really comes down to what's most important to you and the look you're trying to pull off. There's a lot of things that are gonna be considered to your ultimate decision. Always reach out to me, feel free to, and I will help you, guide you the best, whether you're looking to pair a pendant or layer it, whatever you wanna do, I got the answer for you. That's it for today's video, and we will see you on our next jewelry video.